welcome to episode 5 of the Dyers Journal. I am your host Jackie of Lowlander Yarn Studio. And yes, I'm glad we're back here. It's been a while. Gosh, I think it's been about a month since I've been on here. So yeah, it gets a little difficult to try and fit everything in. I've had a busy month. Well, every month is busy, but this month has been really, really busy. But it's been a good busy. So I'm glad you're with us. Grab your tea and whatever it is you drink when you watch me, whatever you watch me from. Actually, it would be kind of nice to know where you guys watch me from. Do you watch me when you're in the car, or listen to me when you're in the car? Do you in the couch knitting? Yeah, or in the bath? Sometimes I watch podcasts in the bath, you know. Yeah, I guess maybe that was too much information, but anyways. I'm glad you're here. So I have my cup of tea. Well, actually it's not tea. I have to fess up, it's not tea today, it's coffee, because I needed a big caffeine hit because I have been dyeing yarn all day. And I really, really, really wanting to make a couple hours to get this podcast done. So I literally just finished up, threw on clothes, brushed my hair, and made a cup of coffee. So yeah. So what's coming up in this episode of the Dyers Journal? Well, first of all, we'll have our section where it's about my life. I guess it's my life. Let you know a little bit what's going on there, what has been going on, and then we'll have a little business section where I'll take you into the dye studio again. I mean, hopefully at some point I'm hoping to do separate vlogs in the dye studio dyeing yarn, but for now I can't manage both, so I'm just getting used to podcasting with you guys. So I'll always take you in the dye studio until we kind of separate that a little bit. So I'll take you a little jaunt in there. And then obviously we have our crafty section coming up, which is anything I've been working on, or finished, or screw ups, or anything like that. And I do have a screw up to share, so that'll be fun. Then we have our big yarn giveaway, so you want to stay tuned for that because we're going to be giving away some scrummy yarn and some goodies, so that'll be fun. And then hopefully Helga over in Scotland, Helen, I need to quit calling her Helga. Yeah, we've just called her Helga for a long time, but her name is Helen. My mum is going to do a little podcast about what she's been up to, and hopefully if she manages to send it and everything else, then we'll put that at the end of the podcast, so you hopefully will see her beautiful face. So yes, what has been happening in my life? Well, let me see. Busy life, obviously, kids, grandkids, my partner Michael, and friends, family, and all that jazz. So yes, I had a birthday this month. So last episode, I was saying about everybody else's birthdays that were within a 4-week period. Well, this month was my birthday month, so I got absolutely spoiled. It was a lovely, lovely day. I went to knit with some friends in the afternoon up at my friend's house, which was wonderful, and they had a birthday cake and some cards and stuff and a little gift. And then Michael, my partner, I suppose I should tell you his name. I keep saying my partner, and his name's Michael, so when you hear me talk about Michael, that's my partner. So Michael and the kids put together a little night where we had food, and I should add at this point food. Michael is a chef, and he is a very good chef, and he's kind of a bit like Gordon Ramsay in terms of how he works in the kitchen. So yeah, that's always funny. So he cooked some great food, and we had lots of gifts. I had friends over, the kids, the grandkids, so got lots of goodies. Yeah, spoiled rotten this year. 48. Can't believe I'm 48. I don't know where time goes, but so that's me. Birthday this month. And gosh, what else has been going on? Well, I just came back from Kansas City. We said last time that one of my sons moved up there, and he finally got an apartment, got a job, got an apartment. So me and Michael moved all his stuff up this weekend and had a great time up in Kansas City with him, and Michael's brothers stay up there, so we hung out with them a little bit and saw some new sights in Kansas City. I absolutely love the city. I miss living in the city. I love living down here, but yes, I really, really do miss the city. So anytime I can be in the city, I absolutely love it. And Helga was like, "You gotta vlog so everybody can like see it." I'm not very good at doing that in public because I'm thinking like people might just think I'm like, I don't know, like weird. Like I'm just out with a camera, vlogging and talking to myself. So yeah, I didn't really do that. I did take some pictures, so maybe I'll put them on at the end or whatever. I'm not sure. So yeah, we had a great time doing that. So yeah, and I had my little grandbabies last night, the girls, and took them out to eat. Took them to the mall where there was a food court, and they got to choose what they wanted to eat. And they're so predictable. Stella, my oldest granddaughter, she always wants a turkey sandwich. So she just wants a turkey sandwich. And then Ayla always wants Chick-fil-A. Not affiliated to anything here, so I'm just saying what I took them to eat. So Ayla always wants Chick-fil-A, so she had Chick-fil-A. So yeah. So it was fun hanging out with them and did a lot of shopping and stuff. But in the way home, it was so funny. So Stella fully talks, obviously, because she's 4 and talks all the time. And Ayla's just learning to, I mean, she talks, but she's just learning to properly form words. So anyway, we're driving down the street and there's like a helicopter, and Stella goes, "Oh, Nana, look, there's a helicopter. I think it might be going to the hospital." And then Ayla, who's only 2, was like, "Nana, there's a helicopter." I don't even know if I can say it. "There's a helicopter." And every time she said helicopter, Stella literally could not stop laughing. So I really should have videoed it. But oh my goodness, I remember back to my own kids being that age, and they just were always saying stuff that made you laugh. It didn't matter what kind of a day you had. The kids just bring out the best in you. So yeah. Anything else happening in my life? I do not think so. I think that's kind of about it. Just being busy working and dyeing yarn, which will lead us into our business section. Yes, I have been in the dye studio a lot this past month for 2 reasons. One, we were finishing up our order for the Cuties Crafter up in St. Louis, so we're happy to announce that it's all up there. Our yarns are up there and everything else, so that was fun to take them up. So yes, I did take a trip to St. Louis with my friend Lorena, and went up there and visited Holly, the Cuties Crafter, and dropped off all the yarns and stuff. So yeah, that was really exciting, very exciting to be there. And then I think my first bloop might be coming, because I was going to tell you 2 things about that, being in the yarn studio. Oh yes, we did our first yarn update. Well, actually it was technically our second yarn update. The first yarn update I ever done was, I don't know, probably really early on in my dyeing career, a couple of years ago. And I just totally screwed it up and it never worked. And I don't even think it got sales. So this to me was our first proper yarn update, because 2 years along the line I kind of knew what I was doing and everything else. And yes, it went very well. We debuted some new yarns on our yarn update and they sold out, so that was really, really good. And yeah, so yeah, very busy in the dye studio this last month, and also was the first month of our Shetland Mystery Murder Yarn Club. I don't know if I had mentioned that in the last podcast, but yeah, we started our first Shetland Mystery Yarn Club. We're going season by season, episode by episode. So September was season 1, episode 1, and we got that all dyed up. And on that note, I am going to take you into the dye studio so you can see the process of dyeing our first Shetland Yarn Club yarn. enjoyed your little jaunt in the dye studio. It was only a few minutes because I kind of fast forwarded the video, but I hope you enjoyed it. And yes, that was me dyeing up our first part of our Shetland yarn club. If you haven't heard about our Shetland yarn club, it's kind of a cool yarn club. It's based on the series Shetland, which is one of my favourite shows, only because it reminds me of home and I just love it. I binge watch it all the time. So I thought, well, if you're going to do a theme yarn club, then do it on something you love and you're passionate about and you know about. I could actually play a part in it. Maybe for season 6 they'll ask me to play a part in it. Maybe I can audition for something. I don't know. So anyways, first episode, there has been a murder, and it centres around the murder of Sandy's grandmother. Sandy is a detective that works alongside Detective Perez in the show, and yes, his granny has been murdered. So there's been a murder on the tiny island of Shetland. I was about to say that's exciting. Well, that I guess being murdered isn't really exciting. Oh, isn't really exciting. Excuse me. Oh, anyway, yes. I can't believe I was going to say that was exciting. There's been a murder. And anyway, my ma has been murdered. So when I thought about putting the first yarn together of what I was going to do and what I was going to kind of be inspired by, when I watched the first episode for the 50th time, I think, it obviously centres around Mima's murder and her croft in Shetland. So when I thought about it, I thought, well, I want to do the first episode based around that. So yes, that's what I kind of went for. So I kind of looked at the croft, and the croft, obviously, the house itself is kind of like a white colour, and then surrounding it and the beautiful island of Shetland is the countryside, which obviously always gloomy in Scotland. So the countryside looked kind of gloomy. So that's kind of what I based it on. I just tried to pull colours from different things. So I named it Mima's Croft, and I have some here. Kept one for myself. So in the club, it's a monthly club. There's no subscriptions necessary. It goes month to month, and you can sign up whenever you want. You can sign up 1 month, not sign up the next, sign up the next again month. You buy in whenever you want. So you can buy in month by month, and you got to buy in before. It was the 7th of the month, but I extended it to the 10th of the month. So yes, if you buy in by the 10th of the month, you're in, and you'll get the yarn for that month. So we're in October now, so get on the website and sign up, because you only have till the 10th. And then we'll cap that. So you still have time to sign up in October, but this was September's, our very first month, and this is Mima's Croft, and you get a little mini with it too that will kind of go with the main skein of yarn. I don't want to open it up, only because it's so nicely packaged, and I just like to look at it. So yes, you can see that I pulled some of the green, kind of like the kind of gloomy green because of the gloomy skies from the background. You can see in the distance of the croft, you know, the hillside and stuff, the countryside, and it's kind of gloomy because it's a cloudy day. So I wanted to make the green look a little gloomy. So hopefully I achieved that. And then I wanted to pick up kind of like the kind of whites and creams that were in the croft. And then even though there's been a murder on the island of Shetland, and it was Mima that was murdered and it was her croft, I still envisioned that, like, when you see a croft or a little cottage in the countryside, you just envision like a cozy fire inside. So I wanted to incorporate something that reminded me of a warm fire inside. So that's kind of what I did. So I picked up kind of like the burnt colors that you see in here, the burnt oranges, and yes, and I did a little speckling, if you can see that, of some deeper burnt colors. So yeah, super excited. If you want to sign up, get on the website. Get yourself signed up and sign into the month of October. Now, I've already kind of thought about what I'm going to do for October, and I think I'm going to base it on my favourite character. My favourite character is Tosh. I absolutely love Tosh, only because she comes from Glasgow and she's a little wild and a little free, and I love that about her. But I think there's also some mystery about her that will come out later, kind of maybe in the program and stuff. So yes, I'm going to base it. I don't know what colours I'm doing yet, whatever. But yes, I think I'm going to base it off of my favourite character, Tosh. And I think I'm actually going to name it Tosh in her honour. So yeah, super exciting. So get on the website, sign up. You have till the 10th and get yourself signed up. Okay guys, you're probably wondering why I've changed. Is this a different day that I'm doing this podcast? Is it the same day? Why have I had a wardrobe change? I'm not going to lie. I do the podcast kind of in sections. So the first section, I kind of did it up to the point I took you in the Dyer studio. And then I always kind of play it back just to see, you know, if everything's going okay. Well, the first section, I realised I'm not even looking at the camera. I don't even know when I'm looking. In fact, I still don't know if I'm looking at the camera. I think I'm looking at the camera. And the reason for that being is the tablet that I podcast on, the camera's not right in the centre. So if I look directly at the tablet, then it looks like I'm looking in outer space. So I have to kind of look and focus where the camera is, which means I'm kind of looking at the wall. So I realised that in the first section. And I thought I could go back and change that, but it's just a lot of work. So then I tune into the second section to do it when I'm talking all about the Shetland Mystery Yarn Club. And then I realised when I played that back that I unplugged my microphone to listen to the first section, and I forgot to plug my microphone back in. So probably in the second part of that, when I'm talking about the Shetland Murder Mystery Club, the sound is going to seem different. And I'm still not looking at the camera. So this is the third part of it. So while I took the little break from the second part and the third part, I thought, I am totally screwing this thing up. I just suck at podcasting. So I thought, what am I going to do? And then I realised that one of the things the kids bought me for my birthday was my Whitney shirt. The reason being is I am a huge Whitney fan. So much so, if Whitney is not going, I'm not going. Whitney comes with me everywhere. She comes in the car, she comes in the dye studio. Wherever I'm at, Whitney is usually on in the background. I absolutely love her. I know it's a really sad story, everything that happened. So I thought, well, maybe if I put my Whitney shirt on, I'll feel that Whitney's with me. I won't feel so alone. And the last part of this podcast will actually look slightly professional, which I'm hoping it will. So, the last time I left you guys, we were talking about the Shetland Yarn Club, which I did. In other busy business news, as I told you, we did our first yarn update, and we will be gearing up for our second yarn update here. Where are we? We're kind of the 1st October. So our second update will probably be, we haven't released the date yet, it'll probably be around about the middle of October. And in the dye studio this morning, that's what I was doing. I was trying out, I got some new dyes, so that's always exciting. So I was colour tested in the dye studio this morning, and for all you that are on my Instagram, you will have seen my little story doing that. So yeah, once I colour test on, I colour test on little 10 gram minis. Once I colour test on there to see how the solid colour of any dye is going to come out, then I put it onto a full skein and I'll mix them, I'll speckle it, yada yada, because now I have a better understanding of the dye. So that's what I was doing in the dye studio this morning. I was creating some new yarns for our update, which will be probably the middle of October. So that's kind of exciting. We're going to have some new yarns coming up, some new speckles, some new hand painted yarns, and some solas in there too. So that's kind of exciting. And yeah, it's just been really busy in the dye studio. Business has turned a corner for any dyers that are watching, or anybody really that is in business. business is hard in the first couple of years. You kind of go along and you kind of have this roller coaster of kind of like you get sales, then you take a dip and you don't get sales, and then you get some more sales. And that's kind of the way it's been going for a couple of years. But this past month or two, it really has started to be a lot more consistent. So my orders are more consistent. I'm gaining more and more organic customers, meaning like customers that don't know me, that haven't bought from me before. And that's always exciting to gain some new customers who love your yarns. And it's always, always, always welcomed and exciting when customers feedback about your yarns, which happened this month. Several customers from our yarn update had messaged me to tell me that they love their yarns and love my yarns and everything else. And that always makes you feel good, because when you're dyeing yarn at home, you're kind of by yourself, you're creating it, and you're doing everything that goes with it, and you're hoping the end product, which you love, is something that your customers are going to love. So yes, I absolutely love to hear feedback from customers. So yes, we are going to end our business section on that note. If you're just tuning in for the first time, you can find us under Lowlander Yarn Studio. You can find us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram. You can get onto our website and sign up for our newsletter. And yes, and don't forget to tune in to the podcast and subscribe, because if you don't subscribe, you might miss an episode. I don't know. Maybe some people want to miss an episode. I don't know. I'm just learning, guys. Be patient. I'm new to this, but to me the main thing is that I get to spend time with you guys. So maybe I shouldn't apologize for screw ups or bloopers, or if I'm not looking into the camera, or the mic isn't plugged in again, and I just realized my mic is not plugged in. Give me a second, guys. See what I mean? Bloopers happen just as you're sitting here. So yeah, let's not apologize, because the main goal of a podcast, I don't know about all other podcasts, my main goal of a podcast is not to sell you yarn, it's not to do this, it's to bridge the gap between here are my here and my business here, and you guys are all spread out. And it's really to bridge the gap so that I get to spend time with you guys. You get to know who I am, hopefully like me, and just learn a little bit more about me, and I don't know, and just kind of what I'm up to. So yeah, maybe I'm just not going to apologize anymore, and maybe however the podcast turns out is how it turns out, and if it's great, it's great, and if it's not, then at least I got to spend time with you guys with my cup of tea. So yes, on that note, let's step into the crafty bit of the podcast and what I have been up to. I do have some finished objects, not a lot, but I told you in the last episode that I was gearing up to make Christmas gifts for everybody. I have a lot of family, I have a lot of kids, grandkids, whatever. So yes, I've really, really been concentrating on getting some things going. And one of the things I've decided to do for all the kids, including the grandkids, and Michael's kids too, is I am doing gift baskets this year. And the gift baskets are going to be called It's All About Me. So really what I'm doing is I'm looking at the person and I'm filling gift baskets with all different goodies, bought goodies, homemade goodies and stuff like that. And it's all about that person, what they like, what they, not what they don't like, because obviously I'm not going to put stuff in it that they don't like. Well, I don't know, there might be some things in there that they don't like. But anyway, that's what I've chosen to do. Every Christmas I try and do something different for the kids, and this year it's all about the gift basket. So that will be their main gift, and everything will be in the gift basket, and it'll be catered to that person. So yes, I have been working on some stuff for that. So firstly, the girls, the two little grandbabies, I have been working on some hats, and let me tell you a funny story. Obviously, they kind of don't know at their age, like nothing, everything's a surprise even when you've showed them. So obviously I wanted to make sure some of the things I was working on kind of fit them. So I'd been knitting a little hat for Stella, and Stella was over a couple of weeks ago. And I said to her, I said, Stella, Nana's knitting you a hat for Christmas. Come and try it on. I want to see if it fits you. She's like, Nana, I don't need a hat. And I said, well, okay, but Nana knit you a hat. She's like, I have a hat, Nana. Nana Reed knitted me a hat now. Nana Reed being Helga, aka Helen, aka Mum, aka Nana Reed. And I was like, Stella, Nana Reed knit you that hat when you were one. It can't possibly fit you. She said, Nana, I really like Nana Reed's hat, so I'm not going to take your hat. But you can knit me a pair of mitts if you want. And they have to be fingerless. And I'm like, you're four. So anyways, Ayla will probably end up with all the hats. So let me show you some hats I have been working on for the girls, which has been so much fun. Let me show you the first couple I have been working on, and I don't have the ends done. So these are a couple they're finished. I just got to sew on the ends. And for all you knitters out there that maybe have been knitting a while, you will recognize this probably as the Helix hat. And Helix is a form of, like when you're knitting around and you're wanting to start another colour and you get that little kind of jog. And there's all different ways you can figure out not to have that jog. Well, I came across this pattern a couple of years ago and I absolutely love it. I've knit it several times. And it's called the Helix. And it's a form of striping which actually goes in a spiral. And kind of the way it works is you have so many stitches in the round, and I think I had 3 colours in here. You can see that. I had the wine, the grey and the cream. And you split up your stitches evenly, so you have so many white, so many grey, so many maroon is what colour I was knitting on. And then you're picking up your other yarn as you go along. And I'll put the link below, but it's a really, really cool way to knit a striped hat. And you really don't notice the spiral in it. You honestly don't. There's the spiral right there. You can see it, where it ends right here. And it starts down here somewhere. But you don't get those little jogs that you get when you're, joining a colour in the round. So I love that. So this was the one that was for Stella, where she's like, Nana, I don't need a hat. So I don't know, maybe I'll give it to Ayla or whatever. So that's that one. So I kind of didn't stripe it all the way up because I wanted to see some of the cream. So I kind of just did a huge band of colour right in the centre. And then this little one, which is for Ayla, I just did a plain black one and did a little helix stripe, and you can see kind of what it jogs there. You can see it a little more just because the yarn is black, but still, I just think it's super cool. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. You can see it there. I love it. And then I thought, well, I was going to make some pom-poms from yarn. And I thought, well, I had some like fox fur that I had used to make some stuff a while ago. And I thought, well, I'll just make them little pom-poms to go in their hat. So as you can see, I have made, it's not sewn on yet, but I have made some little fox fur, a little black one for that. And I made a little, I don't know if I will put that one. No, that one's not going to go in that hat. I'm just going to finish this hat off on its own. So those 2 hats. And then I did a little colour work one here, which is really cool. Which just, I didn't really have a pattern for it. I have the 750 stitches knit book. And in the back, they have some ferrule patterns that you can chart out by yourself in terms of how many stitches you have and stuff. So that's kind of what I did with that. I just charted it by myself. If you don't have the book, 750 stitches, you got to get it because it's a really cool book. So yeah, I think this one's going to be for Ayla as well. Or maybe Stella will like that one because the one that Nana Reed did her was red. So maybe she'll take this one. So that's that. And then I did this one. I hope it shows up. Yes, it does. Nice. My ends are here somewhere. But as you can see, I did this one, which I absolutely love. This one is for Ayla. Let me see, the light is one to reflect on it. Oh, still one to, there we go, right there. You can kind of see it. It's not been blocked, but once you block it out, you can see kind of how the design goes. Now, I have been following this girl for a while on Instagram, and this is going to be so bad. It's either Izzy Knits or Lizzie Knits, but I will put the link below. And she has the most adorable hat patterns ever. And I don't usually buy hat patterns just because I usually just make up my own pattern. But I loved her pattern so much, I did eventually buy one. And I can't remember the name of it, and I don't have it on my notes. But I will put it down below. If you do not follow her, I am not plugging her business. I don't know her. But honestly, her hats are to die for. She's got lots of different patterns and stuff. So make sure and follow her. And if you're looking for a great hat pattern, then definitely get onto her website. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a couple more. I mean, I don't really wear hats, but I really like this. I'm thinking about doing one for myself. So that's a few finished objects, and then I just have a plain one to add to my collection for Rare Breed. Like I said in my last podcast, every year we knit hats as a knit group, and we give them to Rare Breed for the homeless kids in our community. I'm sure they appreciate being warm. So yes, this is just another one to add to the collection. So that's that. And I do have my finished shawl here somewhere. What was the name of it again? Yes, the girl from the grocery store. It is all finished. And as per usual, I did it a little shorter only because I don't like big shawls. So I just cut the lace section by a little bit. And I haven't sewn in my ends here either. It has been blocked, I just haven't sewn in my ends. I like to sew in my ends after it's blocked. So as you can see, let's see, this is too big for this screen. Oh my god, I love this. This is in our Heather Glade colorway, and I absolutely, actually it's the wrong way around. I absolutely love it. So you can see it kind of stripes out here, and then it kind of graduates. It's an asymmetrical shawl, but you can see how it kind of goes. Let's toss that bit over there. And then you can just see I hope you get the full effect of the lace panel, because it is just absolutely gorgeous, as you can see. Let me see if I can get up close. I have a light shining, it's like really annoying. Hopefully guys you can see that. And do you see when you add, this is like the feather and fan, kind of the same as the feather and fan. So because it's doing that, when you put the one stripe in, it actually looks like it's a wave, which is a beautiful effect. I absolutely love it. And for this shawl, I'm going to introduce these to the shop at some point once I fine-tune my skills in leather snapping assembly. But I just made like a little leather, I don't know what you call these, shawl cuffs maybe, to go on it. So yeah, I just made a little cuff to go on it. So can you believe I finished a project? I did finish a project, and I absolutely love it. And this yarn is our Highland Way fingering. It's 100% merino. I believe that's what I used in this. And it is in our colorway Heather Glade. And we just paired it with a natural undyed yarn. I just paired it with that, and you can see also I kind of like ended it with some of the Heather Glade. So you can find that yarn on our website, and I absolutely love it. And for any of you guys that want an easy, simple knit, this really was a very relaxing knit. It was not difficult, it was not hard. Yeah, it was a really easy knit. So I got my hats that are finished. So they're finished. I got my shawl that is finished. What else? There's another hat that's finished. What else have I been working on? One of the Christmas gifts I've been working on is these little, I don't know if you can see them. They're like crocheted like The sun is like shining right in here. The little kind of crocheted, maybe I put the blue one up, you can see it better. They're like little crocheted kind of face scrubbies. My mum had did these for me several years ago. And I just absolutely love them, and I still have them. They wear really well. But anyway, in some of the girls' baskets, I'm doing some cosmetic type stuff and bubble baths and different things like that. So I am making a whole bunch of these once I get my ends sewn in. Look, ends are not sewn in. And then they'll just kind of stack together like that once they're sewn and blocked. And then I will put a little handmade soap under it, and I already got the handmade soap, but I forgot to bring it over here. And I'll make them into a little kind of gift parcel, so that's kind of cool. So I'm making some of that for the girls. So those are almost finished, and I have a half finished project. So I bought, I'll also put it down below because I forgot the name of it, but I bought the Susan Anderson pattern for like a garter stitch mitt. Can't remember what they're called, but I'll put it down below. And I did the garter stitch mitt because I was doing some mitts for Isla and Stella. And when I got it done, I didn't really like the garter stitch. It was kind of like, it wasn't really pliable. I tried it on Isla and it was just kind of like, it was just too much. So I stuck with the same pattern, but I changed it to stocking stitch instead of garter stitch, which was super easy to do. I don't believe I had to make any adjustments. And then I just gave it like a little garter stitch kind of edging. But Ayla loves these, but I only have one done, so I got to get the other one done. But they are just super cute, and I'm so excited. So I got to get one more done for Ayla. And then I got to do a pair for Stella. But Stella wants hers fingerless. So when I do Stella's, she doesn't want a thumb in them. So I guess it wouldn't really be a mitt. So yes, basically I'll do the same thing with Stella's. But I'll take away the thumb and I'll take away this part. So it's just a fingerless glove. So yeah, that's kind of cool. So yeah. Let me see. Works in progress. Well, you heard me tell you earlier that I had made a screw up. And I did make a screw up. And I was going to rip it. Well, I do need to rip it out. But I was going to rip it out before the podcast, get it back on my needle and everything else. And my mum's like, don't. Let everybody see that, you know what? I don't think us podcasters or dyers or knitters or whatever are professional, but you know, I think people sometimes have that opinion or they get intimidated by it or whatever, but you know what, we have screw ups too, and I did have a screw up. So let me go get my project to show you my little screw up, and I will be back with you in a minute. Every time I talk to my mum after a podcast, Helga always tells me something to do or not to do. And this last time I spoke to her, she's like, how come you never show your knitting project bags when you're taking your projects out your bag? You just take your project out and you don't show your project bags. Show your project bags. People like to see project bags. Well, I don't know if people like to see project bags. I think my mum does, because my mum literally is addicted to project bags. When I was over in Scotland, she has a drawer dedicated to project bags. She must have, I don't know, close to 100 project bags. What she's going to do with them all, I have no clue. So anyways, all that to say, I am going to do what my mum told me to do, and I'll show you the project bags that my projects are in. So the first thing I'm going to show you, the work in progress, is my Jackie vest, which I kind of had showed you last time. I just started working the back. And I have it in my project bag here. This is my main project bag. And if you can read that, my friend Lorena made me this when I closed out the shop. And she owns L&B bags. And we have one of her bags on our site, actually. But anyway, she made me this bag. And she custom embroiders anything you want on it. So when I'd asked her to make me a project bag, and she asked me what I wanted on it, and I kind of joked, and hopefully I don't offend anybody, but when you own a knit shop, a yarn shop, a wool shop, you're constantly fixing people's knitting, and it's part of your job, and you don't mind, but you're constantly helping people with their knitting, fixing people's mistakes, and such like. So it's a huge part of owning a yarn shop. So when Lorena asked me what I wanted on my bag, I told her that there was a couple of times that I really wanted to tell people to just knit their shit. So I asked her to put that on a project bag, which she did. So my little project bag, my main favorite project bag, says knit your shit. So these bags will be coming to Lowlander at some point. Lorena is in the process of semi-retiring, so she has a little more time to work on her passion, which is making bags, and she is awesome at making bags. And so this is the 12-inch bag. It has a little pocket in the front. It has a zipper. It has a little tag for whatever you want to put on it. And they're all fully lined, as you can see. It's a really good quality bag. Excuse me. And I just love Lorena's bags. They're just great quality and stuff. And she custom embroiders anything you want on it. She did one for Kaz at the Weesewnsew, which was kind of cool, and she put the Weesewnsew on it. So yes, these will be coming to the website soon, where you can custom have really anything you want written on your bag, your name, whatever. So we're just working out the details for that. So in this bag is my Jackie vest, which I kind of screwed up, which I was going to take off my needle to fix before I did the podcast. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do that, because I am just going to let you see my screw up. So I was working up the back, and I was getting to the point. Hold on, I'm in a tamfuckle here. Everything's all twisted. Okay. So I was working on the back, and you work to the point. It's a seamed vest. So I worked to the point where you're doing the shaping for the armhole. And after I did a little bit of shaping for the armhole, it told me to knit up 9 inches before I shaped for the shoulder seam. So I thought, right, okay, so I did that, and I'll work up, and at some point I measured, and I was at 1¼ inches, and I was like, oh gosh, gotta go to 9 inches. So I'm just watching Shetland and knitting away, and then I measure it, and I measure it for 9, and I'm like, wow, that's done already? Wow, I must be getting really quick at knitting, because it was like an hour. So anyways, then I did the shoulder seams, and then I cast off. And I have a bust that I kind of try everything on, this bust back here. So I tried the back on it, kind of pinned it at the shoulder seams, and I noticed that the armholes were really small, and I'm like, why are the armholes so small? You can see it here. Let me see the armhole there? And I'm like, I measured that, and it was 9 inches. I'm like, I don't understand that. And I called my mum, and my mum's like, well, honey, I mean, if it said 9 inches and you did 9 inches, then I guess it's right. And I'm like, yeah, but I really just don't think those armholes are going to fit me. So it bugged me. And then I thought, well, I'll measure it again. And because I was measuring with a ruler, and I got my ruler out. And guys, I had measured 9 centimeters, not 9 inches. So this little armhole is only 9 centimeters. Don't ask me what that is in inches. I'm thinking it's only a few. So yeah, that was my screw up. So I'm going to have to take it off my needle. But I mean, you can kind of see the back, how it's knit up. I love it. You can see it. So yeah, I'm just going to have to take it off my needles right here, and then unpick it, and then put it back on my needle and knit up, hopefully, probably, I think about another 5 inches. So I thought I had my back done, and I really didn't, and I didn't really figure it out until I'd already started my side on it. So I'm up to the armhole shaping in my side. That's going to be the edge of it where all the lovely buttons go. And I'm just about to do the armhole shaping, and this time I will knit 9 inches, not 9 centimeters. So I'm hoping to have that at least completed for the next podcast, at least completed to the point where it's ready to sew up, because I'm thinking that I might do a little video on sewing it up, because a lot of people here don't do seamed garments, and I did get asked that a lot in the shop, if I could help people seam things or whatever. So I thought, well, maybe it'll be helpful if I do a little seaming video. So where I seam the sweater. So yeah, hopefully I'll have all the pieces done by next podcast. I'm not guaranteed. There are no guarantees in my world, because I never know what happens on any given day. So that's a work in progress. The other thing I got going is every winter I try and get a blanket either on my needle or on my crochet hook, because I just love crocheting a blanket in the winter time. So I thought, well, what will I do? And I kind of thought about this and I kind of thought about that. And I thought, well, I have a multitude of scrap yarns from dyeing. Like when I knit samples, I've always got extra left, or when I dye minis, I always dye an extra couple. So I have a whole basket full of different yarns, different weights of yarns, different colours, yada yada. So I thought, well, I'll go back to the basics and start a granny square blanket. And I'm really just doing it by, I gotta put my glasses on, guys. I'm really just doing it by, just free-forming it, just making it up as I go. Because I kind of know how to crochet and I kind of know how to do a granny square, so it's not rocket science. So, and I have this project in our new bag. This one is on our website. It was designed for the Curious Crafter up in St. Louis, and you'll be able to see that it says, make stuff, have fun, stay curious. So yes, there's a whole bunch of these that Lorena made from L&B Bags up in St. Louis, the Curious Crafter. Or you can find them on our website under L&B Bags. These are awesome. These are made of linen, and when I say linen, I mean we're talking like top quality linen. And they're all lined, as you can see. And this is embroidered. Lorena has a very badass, whoops, maybe I shouldn't have said that. She has a very, 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 very lovely embroidery machine. And everything Lorena does, she pays attention to detail. She put a little toggle in here, toggle clasp, so that you can close it shut like that. So this is the project bag, and she gifted me one, so that's why I have one. So this is and you can also fold them down like this, so they become like a yarn bucket, which is cool. So in here I have, so far, what I have done in my little crochet blanket. Let me get rid of one part first so you can get the idea. So I just started off with a basic granny square, as you can see, and I don't know how to do this, and I just kept growing around it, and then I crocheted some little tiny squares, which I am sewing together like that to make strips. So I'm almost doing it like a quilt. And I realize, I'm sorry guys, I'm looking right at the tablet and not at you guys. Sorry. No, I'm not apologizing. So yes, I'm making them into strips so that I can it'll almost be like a patchwork crochet quilt. So I put my first strip on. Let me see what's the right direction. As you can see, I put my first strip on. And I'm loving how it's working up already. And then another strip so there'll be, one at each side, and then one that goes across the top, one that goes across the bottom. And once I get all four sides on, then what I'll do is I'll pick it back up with my crochet hook, and then I'll just, I don't know what I'll do. Because when I crochet, that's kind of how I roll. I just make it up as I go. So there's no pattern for it, guys, or whatever. But if you get on YouTube, there's great tutorials for granny squares, and really, if you know how to do a granny square and crochet, doing a blanket is just super, super, super easy. So I'm super excited to get going in that. This is a nighttime relaxing project, or in the car or on the go. It's mindless, which I love. I don't have to think about it. I can be creative with it. I'm not stuck to a pattern. So yeah, that kind of excites me. So yeah, that's kind of fun. So that's a winter project I got going on in my lovely L&B bag. And then the last thing I have on my needles, and this project is in just a bag that I made. I haven't put bags on the website for a long time just because I've not had any time to make any. Because normally when I put them on, they sell out. But this was one I made last year. You can see it's got a little stitch marker thing here. But this is just a Lowlander bag. And it just ties like that. But this was the new yarn that we released in our yarn update. So one of the yarns we released in our yarn update, I don't have it in the skein here because I sold it all and I kept one skein for myself that I caked up that I started knitting with. So you can kind of see it in the cake here in a second. But one of the yarns I designed, like when you go into the Dyers Journal and you're playing with colour and you're creating a yarn, sometimes you kind of have an idea what you're going to call a yarn before it, and sometimes you're like, yeah, I'll just wait until it's done and then I'll see what it looks like. So I was trying to create a yarn in the yarn studio and I was playing with colour, and when it came out I looked at it and I knew straight away what I was going to call it because it reminded me of Scottish weather because we had some like greys in there that kind of transformed into kind of like a lighter grey and then to a yellow with some bursts of orange and stuff. And I thought, wow man, that really reminds me of Scottish weather. Cloudy with a chance of sunshine. Cloudy with a chance of sunshine is the Scottish weather forecast every single day. When you're over there, the weatherman will come on and he'll go, well, it's going to be cloudy with a chance of sunshine. It really should be pre-recorded because it never changes, hardly ever. So when I saw this yarn, I thought that is absolutely perfect name for that yarn because that's what it reminded me of. So I called it Cloudy with a Chance of Sunshine, and it completely sold out in our yarn update, which I was excited about. So I thought, well, it's a brand new yarn. I want to get it on my needle, get it into a project because I want to see how it knits up in a shawl. And yes, so here it is here. Let me get it the right way around because the shawl's a little more, you can see it right there, so you can see where the greys are and the bursts of yellow and oranges, and it just reminded me of Scottish weather where it's like cloudy and then you'll maybe get a burst of sunshine for like 5 seconds and then it goes back to being cloudy and you get this flip-flop going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And most days are like that in Scotland. A little cloudy, then a little sunshine, then a little cloudy, then a little sunshine. And that's just kind of what it reminded me of. And I'm telling you, out of all the yarn I have dyed in the past 2 years, and I'm not saying this just because I'm trying to sell it, because I'm not trying to sell it. It is by far my favourite yarn. And it is the one that I have sold out of the quickest when I've announced a new yarn. So we just put some more on our website for pre-order. We already have a lot of pre-orders. So pre-orders will take probably 7 to 10 days before shipping. So yes, if you want to snag this yarn, Cloudy with a Chance of Sunshine, go on to our website and go into our shop, and it will be under signature yarns. And I do believe there's a choice of some yarn bases it comes in. I think it comes in our Sockalicious and it comes in our Highland Way Fingering. Highland Way Fingering is 100% merino and our Sockalicious is 75-25. But I absolutely love it. And then this is just a simple shawl design that I am working up. So as soon as it is done and I have it in PDF form, anybody that buys the yarn prior to the release of this pattern will get an email with a free pattern. Once the pattern's released, it will go into kit form with the yarn. So yeah, all you lucky guys that have bought Cloudy with a Chance of Sunshine will be getting a free pattern. Now, I'm not putting a deadline on when the pattern's going to be ready, so yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day, but you're on a list to get the free pattern if you buy before the pattern is released. So yeah, jump on the website and snag a skein or two. So yeah, I'm happy with how that is going. And that really is kind of all I got going in the knit world at the moment. I did buy a new sweater pattern, which I'm not committing to get on my needles anytime soon, but I'm so excited to get it on my needles. And one of the reasons it can't be on my needles is because I've got to dye the yarn for it, and I haven't done that yet. So it is... Okay, I apologize that I have no names for anything because I honestly forgot to put the information on my show notes. I honestly forgot. But don't worry, guys, because the information will be below, so everything will be there. But I bought a sweater. I can't remember the designer's name, but it's called the Garden Gate sweater, and I bought it because firstly, it's a beautiful sweater. But the inspiration for the sweater came from, I don't know if she lives in Scotland or it came from a trip to Scotland, but over in Scotland or England or Britain in general, a lot of people have like a lot of old churches and places like that have like really ornate iron wrought fences, as we call them, that are really ornate in design and stuff like that. And she based a sweater, the yoke part of the sweater, off of something that she had seen in Scotland. So I was super excited when I found it and I saw it because I absolutely love it. So yes, I'm thinking that will be my first cast on of the new year. Because I got to put it on hold because I got a lot going on right now. So yes, I'm hoping to cast on that. A couple of things that I have got this past month. When I went to the Curious Crafter, as you know, guys, I don't really need yarn. So I'm always looking for something else crafty. And I bought a kit for something because I have been desperate to learn it for a long time. So I bought this needle felting kit, and you can see it's to do little hearts, and I thought I'd do them for the girls and put them in their basket. So I have tried it, and right now I'm not very good at it. I actually cut my finger probably close to 5 times, and my hearts aren't really turning out exactly as I would like them to, but I am going to conquer this needle felting situation. So here is the first set attempt at a heart. Well, I guess it doesn't look too bad in camera, but believe me, guys, in person it don't look that great. So that's my first little attempt at a heart. But I think for this kit, because they're going to be like a little garland, they're supposed to be a little smaller. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to like YouTube some videos and figure out how to do this needle felting thing, because I'm really desperate to get these finished for the girls' Christmas baskets. So, but super fun, and it comes with all these different little rovings. So for anybody that wants to try needle felting, I suggest you buy this kit. I'm sure you can get it online, or you can get it at Holly's up at the Curious Crafter. And she does have a website, so I'm sure it's on her website, curiouscrafter.com. But, so that's what I got it from. So, but yes, it comes with all these different coloured rovings. There's another one to do all the little hearts. I'm super excited. And then it comes with the string in order to kind of string your hearts. And it also comes with the little needles, which, that's how I cut myself, guys, because I kind of poked it in my finger. So I've kind of learned as I go along that those things are really sharp. And yeah, you can either get this on Holly's website. I am sure you can get it on Holly's website, and I will put the link below with all the details, so that if you can't get it on Holly's website, you can at least source it. But yeah, super excited about that. And the last thing I have to show you that I got was, it's great having yarny friends, because yarny friends sometimes have clear outs and stuff, and they give stuff away, or we trade stuff. So a friend of mine was having a clear out, and she was giving away some books and brought them to her craft group, or knitting group, and people could pick what they wanted. So I saw one book that I love. The minute I saw it, I loved it because it's called Home and Away, and immediately it just felt comforting because I am home, but Scotland is home. I am away from home, and I don't know. It just really spoke to me. So I was like, can I snag that? And she gave me it, and I was kind of looking through it, and it's just, I don't know. I just love it. It just makes you feel all inspired. It's got some great pictures in it. Let me see. Yeah, just pictures that just make you want to be at home, like typing a letter, old-fashioned way. Having a cup of tea. Yeah, I just love it. It's a great book, but I saw a quick knit in it that I want to get on my needle after I finish my Jackie vest and before I start the Garden Gate sweater. And it's another vest. And it's called, let me get this paper out of the way, it's called the Sycamore. So I want to get that on my needle, and I don't know what yarn I'm going to use for it. I'm probably going to use some stash yarn because I still have some stash yarn from when I owned the yarn shop, which isn't like yarn I dye, but I've got some really nice yarn stashed, so I'm going to see what I have enough of, and I'm going to knit that up quick after I finish my Jackie vest, so I'm kind of excited about that. Super exciting, but I love this book. I'm sure you can probably find it on Amazon. It's called Home and Away, but it just has so many great inspiring pictures, photographs in it that just make you feel all warm and cozy and just make you want to be at home. And I just love it. So it's a great book. Okay guys, that brings us to the biggie, which is the yarn giveaway. So super exciting, our first yarn giveaway here on our podcast. So yeah, I can't wait. So what we're giving away is, I don't have any on the website right now, but I put them on there periodically, and they're called happy bags. And a happy bag is just a bag that brings happiness and joy to the receiver. So it can be filled with all different things, and whatever comes in the happy bag is a surprise until you get it. It's not always crochet or knitted related. It's just whatever I feel to put in it that brings a little joy and happiness. So it's always fun to get a happy bag, and hopefully they'll be available on our website soon. We haven't done them in a while, but one of the things I am going to show you that is going in it, because there's always yarn in it. There might be other goodies in it, but there's always yarn in it. So you get a bag, you get a skein of yarn, and you get some other things that bring you happiness and joy. So the yarn that we have chosen to put in the happy bag for this yarn giveaway is a brand new yarn. It's not out yet. It's not on our website. It will be on our update here middle of October. But I just dyed it up, and it is a beautiful goldy kind of aubergine kind of burnt color. You can kind of see it there. And we named this yarn Walking in the Woods because when I dyed it, for some reason, it just, I don't know, it just reminded me of walking in the woods. I know there's no green in it, but for some reason, that was the first thing that came to my head when I dyed it, was walking in the woods. And you're going to get one skein of that in your happy bag, along with a lot of other goodies, but you can kind of see it in the skein. If you can see it, see the goldy colors, the aubergine colors. Oh, it's totally delicious. And that will come in either our Highland Way fingering yarn, 100% merino, or our Sulkalicious yarn, our 75-25. That is going to be the yarn giveaway, plus a whole bunch of little goodies that's in the bag, so super exciting. So here is how you enter. Follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our channel here, and leave a comment. And we will announce the winner here in just a little bit, probably about a week we'll announce it. And and we'll do a random generator. That's how we do our giveaways. So that is how you can enter our yarn giveaways. So don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a comment, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. So that said, we are done with this podcast. It is what it is. I'm not going to apologize. And I forgot to plug my mic back in again, but that's okay. And Helga may be on right after me, but we'll see. But anyways, I will see you for the next episode of the Dyers Journal, which will be episode 6. It's been lovely talking to you guys, and here's you back.